Well, hi everyone. We are so excited to be here with Mereki today. Mereki is an incredible singer-songwriter and the founder of the organization Be Kind. Welcome, Mereki.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I feel very honored to be here with you both.
No, we're so excited. So we would just love to start off by asking you how you got into music and what your journey was.
Sure. So I'm Australian, obviously, and it was kind of a bit of a late start for me professionally. I always sang as a kid, and I was always humming, but I was a bit shy. And it wasn't until university that my best friend sort of shoved me on stage in his band, and so I was in that band for about a year, and then I moved to the States and very sort of haphazardly fell in with a bunch of producers and songwriters there, and musicians, and started kind of doing like pop demos for bigger artists, which as an Australian, I hadn't really at that stage in my life had much exposure to that. So that was exciting. And then from then I got my publishing deal. I was asked to front like an electro pop band called Gold Room. And I did a bunch of touring with him as the vocalist. And at the same time sort of was working on honing in my own solo career and released my first single and have sort of been, slowly but surely working towards. I've released a few singles and an EP, but I'm very close finally to finishing my album, which is
so exciting,
really exciting and a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. And did you face any struggles, at least in the beginning? And how did you kind of figure out how to solve those problems?
I mean, definitely. I think I still face struggles. I think the plight of an artist or the creative is, or even the human, is ongoing in terms of being faced with new problems to solve. I think that I'm trying to think of specific scenarios I faced. I think to start with, being a woman in writing rooms was actually something that I didn't really acknowledge at the time, but was more difficult. I was spoken not down to, but definitely there were males in the room who had the the last say. And in retrospect, I sort of wish that I had been able to, I'd known more, I'd had better mentors, and I'd been able to say, sorry, this is my career. Sorry, this is my song. I think that I'm the only one in this room that knows how this, should be going. So that was a struggle for sure. And I feel like I've seen an improvement in the last couple of years, which I think is great. But then in terms of just, day-to-day struggles, I feel like it's the same thing that helps me with any aspect of my life. I meditate every morning. I move my body and exercise so that my brain functions at a decent capacity. I eat well. These are all things that help me continuously.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think that's awesome. And so putting yourself out there for the first time, like we said, like can be challenging. And for you, when it came to more the activism side of it, when did you realize that you had a platform and, ways to make change, and what made you like act on that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I feel like always with my music in the back of my mind, as much as, I mean, I'll write regardless, whether anyone's going to hear it or not. I'll always write. It just comes naturally and needs to get out of me. But I always saw music as this amazing platform to spread a greater message and to help people. And it was when I was living in Los Angeles, and I had this really incredible community of friends, and who were mostly creatives. And I sort of was over, I wanted to be social and have fun, but I was over going out in scenes that just felt really empty, and it felt very superficial. People were always judging each other, and it just wasn't really, a nice environment to be in. So yeah, Be Kind sort of started as a social activation. We had clubhouses. It was initially called Mereki's Clubhouse. Once a month we would throw a party, and I would have, mainly all female lineup of singers and songwriters and DJs. And we had 3 clubhouse rules, which were 1, be kind; 2, be kind; 3, be kind. And it was pretty amazing what that simple intention garnered. So, just with having that sentiment be part of these nights, it was absolutely incredible to see people show up and just have a good time and be nice to each other. And I saw so many beautiful creative friendships and work really blossom from those get-togethers. So then I can't remember. I think the holiday benefit might have actually come first, and it was 5 years ago now. So my roommate at the time had a charity. She still has a charity. It's called the Read Project. It buys books and school and helps orphan kids in Kenya get through school, basically. So she runs that totally on her own, and it was really inspiring to me to sort of see someone who had, on their own volition, in their own time, created this charity and maintained it. And so the first ever holiday benefit supported that charity. And then during that next year, I was introduced to Alexandria House, which became very close to my heart. So the last 4 have benefited Alexandria House.
Wow. And we love Be Kind. We love that whole idea. It's such a good one. But this year, and you're talking about the benefit that you guys do, we can't do that. So how are you guys coping with the pandemic and still kind of hoping to achieve those goals?
Yeah, it's been, look, just one of the many difficult things that we faced this year. And for a second, I thought, okay, can I pull together an online benefit concert? And to be perfectly honest, I just had no interest. I personally just haven't enjoyed Zoom concerts or I'm sure there've been great ones, don't get me wrong. It wasn't my thing. And also, it's been a huge year, and I mostly organize. I have way more help now than I ever did before. And, a lovely woman named Kristen Genovese helps me with a lot of, the production aspects now. But, basically I'd be doing a large chunk of it by myself. And I just thought, can't do it. But you know what I can do? I can reach out to the incredible community of artists that we have and past performers and ask them to just, record themselves saying one line, and we can put out a video encouraging people to donate. Mm-hmm. So that's what we've done this year. And it was really heartwarming to actually see everyone, all these brilliant artists come together in this video and be able to share that around. And the Material World Foundation has actually come on board and is matching everything that we raise. So we're trying to raise 25K by Christmas. We're only halfway there so far, which is awesome, but I'm an eternal optimist, so I'm hoping for a Christmas miracle still.
We feel lucky to get to put this out and make people aware of it. So like you said, you guys have supported for 4 years now the Alexandria House. So can you just tell us a little bit about that organization and what made you want to get involved?
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of accidentally got invited along to a dinner at Alexandria House. So basically most nights of the month, a volunteer organization or just a group of friends, or in this case, parents from a school, come to Alexandria House and they cook a meal for the people living there, the women and children living there, and then everyone sits down together and eats the meal. So I went along to this one night and was just in awe of this place. It feels like you've walked into a church in some ways. It's the most beautiful home. It's filled with so much love. It's a transitional shelter for women and children who don't have anywhere else to go, but it's also so much more. It's more like a family. And Alexandria House stays as a community center for these women and children long after they've helped them get back on their feet and find jobs and find subsidized accommodation and, had therapy and childcare for the kids. So, it's not a quick fix. A lot of the women and children families that go there actually stay for 8 to 14 months. And so there's this real sense of rehabilitation. And yeah, this real sense of family. And so anyways, I went with this parents group for a while and then was like, this is weird. I'm not a parent. I'm going with this parents group. I should really start my own group. So Be Kind ended up starting its own monthly dinner there. And we've done that for quite a few years now. And Kristen, the girl I mentioned earlier, she's really taken the helm with those. She's a much better cook than me. So she has been great. And yeah, it's when you come along to these dinners and you cook for these people, you always sort of have this idea doing service work that you're doing something good for someone else. And without fail, you leave going like, oh my gosh, I was given so much more by this experience than I gave without fail.
And how can people take, like you did, take action with Alexandria House? And also Be Kind. How can people help support Be Kind?
So the thing that I'm asking everyone to do at the moment is to share our GoFundMe link and video. Olivia, I know you already did that. Thank you very much, you angel. Share it with your communities to see if anyone wants to donate, or maybe they have other ways that they want to get involved. But anyone's more than welcome to reach out to me directly through the Be Kind Instagram if they're interested in ways of getting involved that isn't donating, or just reach out directly to Alexandria House. Pam Hope, who we deal with over there, is a saint of a woman, and yeah, we've connected her with different people over the years who have, everyone has different skills and talents and gifts to share. So I feel like it's just about figuring out what you can and want to do, and then applying it. But yeah, like I said, feel free to reach out to me personally.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mereki, for being here. It was so great to talk to you and see you. And so like we always say, now that we've had this conversation, let's go take action. So like Mereki said, you can donate to the link in her Instagram bio, which is for the Be Kind holiday benefit in support of the women's shelter, Alexandria House. And like she said, reach out to her or reach out to Alexandria House it's in LA, right?
Yeah, it's in K-Town. Yeah.
So if you're in the area and want to volunteer or whatever, just reach out to them. So thank you so much. It was so awesome talking to you.
Thank you guys so much. I love that you're doing this. It's really amazing.
Thank you
so much.